guys, welcome back to my channel. This is my second official video. And you know, I promise I'm not going to say that every time. I'm not going to be like, hi, welcome to my 54th video. But you know what? It's my second one, so I still felt like it was okay. If you are new to my channel, hello, my name is Sydney. I don't typically sound like this. I'm pretty congested right now. I have been for about a month now. I'm not sure if I have a sinus infection / bronchitis, all of that grossness, something's going on and I can't seem to get over it. So I'm really hoping I can get through this video without having a coughing fit or my nose like dripping everywhere or something like super sexy like that happening. But yes, I hope you feel welcome here today. I'm so happy that you're here with me. Today for my second video, I really wanted to just dive in on things in true Sydney fashion. I really am an all or nothing type of person. So today for my second video, I wanted to chat a little bit about anxiety, a little bit about my anxiety story and some strategies that I found along the way to help me cope and get through and deal with my anxiety. Yes, it's a pretty heavy topic, but that's just how I do things. I realize that anxiety is more of a taboo subject. Trust me, I do. But that's exactly why I want to be chatting about it today, is that I truly feel like not enough people are talking about it. And by doing so, we only fuel its fire. All of these mental illnesses that no one seems to want to talk about only get bigger and nastier and uglier by not talking about them. I think there's so much healing and freedom in chatting about these things. And so while no one wants to talk about them, I do. I'm your girl. That's what I want my channel to be. I want this to be a space where we talk about the hard stuff and we get through it together. So thank you so much for watching. If you want to hear it all about a snippet of my anxiety story or strategies I have learned and gathered along the way to deal with my anxiety, please continue to watch. And I also did just want to say that even if you yourself don't struggle with anxiety, I guarantee you that someone you know does, someone that you love, maybe someone really, really close to you does. Again, I think there are so many more people that suffer with it than we even realize because we're not talking about it. So with that being said, I do think that even if you yourself don't struggle with anxiety, some of these strategies could potentially help someone that you know or that you love, and maybe even for you. I feel like these strategies can help anyone in life get through like a stressful situation or a hard time or anything like that, because even if you don't chronically struggle with anxiety, I feel like all of us from day to day deal with some anxious situations. I mean, that's just life. Also, you guys, I did just want to make a super important note and tell you that I am in no way, shape, or form a counselor, a psychologist, or a psychiatrist. So if you are having a really hard time or experiencing some really severe anxiety or anything like that, I highly, highly, highly suggest that you do seek a professional and professional help. There's absolutely no shame in that. I have seen a great handful in my day, more than I could even fit in a handful actually, and I can't say enough about them. But I will also say that while I may not hold those qualifications or have the letters after my name, I do have a lot of personal experience with it. And sometimes I feel like personal experience can teach you more than a textbook can. So I don't mean that in any way to discredit those professionals because, like I said, ultimately I do think that you need to seek them if you're having a really hard time. But this is just really a video from a girl that has had a lot of anxiety in the past and has struggled a great deal and has picked up a lot of different things along the way. So take it for what you will, but I do think I have a lot to say about it. And I do think that, I mean, when you're struggling with this kind of stuff and you're really in the grips of it, I feel like, at least I felt in the past, that it's not gonna hurt anything to try these things. So it's just up to you what you wanna do with this information. But yeah, let's get going. So a little bit about my anxiety story without sharing my entire heart and life in one single video. I've struggled with anxiety for a long time, a lot longer than I even really realized. I think I lived with it for pretty much my entire life, even as a child. I can look back now on certain situations and identify, wow, yeah, I even had anxiety back then and didn't know how to articulate it or know how to identify it. I do now as an adult, but it's taken me a really long time to get there. My anxiety became evident to me a few years ago now, and it's kind of changed over the years, and I think that's really common. I would say now that I have generalized anxiety. When I was in college and high school, I had severe test anxiety and anxiety surrounding school and getting good grades and blah, blah, blah. I've since graduated college. After I graduated, I moved to a state 2,000 miles from home, so across the country, that I had never been and didn't know a single soul. And it wasn't until I did that and until very recently that I realized how severe my social anxiety is as well. I feel like at home I always had like a go-to friend or like at least one person I was comfortable with in a social setting, and I haven't had that at all here. So yeah, my social anxiety is fairly new to me, and I'm still walking through that and trying to process it all myself. So today I did want to chat a little bit more about generalized anxiety, because that's something I've had for years and years, and at this point feel like I could almost write a book on. So when I posted my first video, I wrote on my Facebook page that it's been a while since I posted on my blog. It's been a while really since I've been very present on social media, because I've needed some time away. I've needed some time to walk through a lot of uncertainty and a lot of questions that I've had in my life recently. And a lot of that had a lot to do with anxiety. And so I wanted to chat about that today. I wanted to walk you guys through a little bit of how I was feeling, what I was feeling, and how I've been trying to deal with it. I do want to say also that anxiety is something that I'm continuously struggling with. It is, I feel like, a very individualized experience and feeling. So I hope these things that I've learned throughout the years or that have helped me help you. If not, that's okay. The first two I'm going to talk about actually are my original ideas. I'm not going to claim ownership to them, but they're actually ideas that one of my best friends gave me that also struggles with anxiety, and I think they're wonderful and they have really helped me. So again, credit to my best friend, but I feel like that's a lot of these coping mechanisms and strategies are that someone tells you, hey, this really works for me, or this has worked for me in the past. And so you give it a try, and you may like it and you may not. And that's the same thing with this video. The first thing is making a list of everything you're anxious about, really taking the time to write it down. Write it in a journal, write it on a napkin, write it on a spare piece of paper. I don't care, just write it down. Because I think there's so much power in just thinking through ink. And then the second part to that is splitting it up into two categories. The first one being things you can control, and the second one being things you can't control. And I think that's incredible, because when you really think about it, things you can control, you look at that list and you realize, why am I spending so much time being so anxious about this kind of stuff when I have control over it? I physically can do something about it, so why don't we just do those things, get them checked off our to-do list, and just get them off of our mind? At least I know for me, when I was in school, I spent so much time just being anxious about upcoming deadlines I had. I was so anxious about that big paper I had to write, or that big assignment, or anything like that. And that only hurts us. You know, we exert so much energy being anxious about those things, when why don't we just put the pen to the paper and do it? You know, why don't we just get it over with? That is so freeing, just doing it. And then the second category being things we can't control. And when you really think about that, it's like, why are we holding on to those things so tightly? Why do we have that white knuckle grip with those things when truly we have no control over them to begin with? Why don't we just let go and let God? I mean, that's a really cliche saying, and I'm not typically one for cliches, but that is really one that has helped me in the past, is let go and let God. You know, we have those grips so tightly, and truly, I mean, it's not funny, but when you really think about it, it's like, what are we doing in the first place? Why are we holding on to those things so tightly when we literally have no control over them? God is the one that ultimately does. So just let go and let him have it. So yeah, just writing everything down that you're anxious about, splitting them up into things you can control, just get her done, get those things done in the first category, and then the second category is things we can't control, and just let those things go. And that may take some time to do that. I mean, it's not going to be easy. I think a lot of times it's not going to be like, oh, okay, well, let it go, not anxious anymore. Like, it's not that easy, of course, but work towards it, you know, just really focus on the fact that, hey, I don't have control over this, so what am I spending so much time, so much energy worrying over and being anxious about? And then the second thing that has helped me with my anxiety recently is getting back to the basics. And I know that sounds very simplistic, but I think that a lot of these strategies can be. I think that, at least for me, my anxious mind is not always rational, not rational like 110% of the time, probably. So just, yeah, getting back to the basics has helped me so much. So what I mean by getting that back to the basics is just really focusing on my self-care, because I feel like when I do get anxious and stressed and worried, my self-care tends to fall to the wayside. And you know, I don't mean my self-care like I'm this like nasty, slimy human being. I mean, I might be a little bit, but I mean, seriously though, when you really think about it, like say you have an upcoming deadline, you have a big meeting at work, you have a presentation at work, you have a big paper to write for school, you have an exam, the list goes on, virtually endless. Isn't it those times where we tend to take less care of ourselves? Isn't it those times where we either don't eat or we start stress eating, we start eating junk, we don't work out as much, we maybe don't shower as much, maybe don't wash our hair, we just generally don't care as much because we're so focused on that thing that is making us anxious. And I think that's really giving it a lot of power. And I think that just getting back to the basics and really paying extra attention to things like your sleep. You guys, your sleep is like number one. And trust me, that's coming from someone in school. Like, ask my roommates, ask anyone I was acquainted with in college. Like, I was the world's worst sleeper in college. Like, I'm talking about all-nighters. I'm talking about like 4 or 5 hours if I was lucky. And I was totally one of those people that was like, oh yeah, I got 5 hours. Like, I'm totally fine. You know, like,
look at me, I can function on 5 hours of sleep.
And it's just not something to brag about. Like, it's not cool because your brain can't. Like, I would pull all-nighters to study for exams, and guys, you physiologically cannot remember things as well when you have a lack of sleep. Like, it's the stupidest thing ever. But I was totally one of those people that thought I was like so cool and didn't need a lot of sleep. And it wasn't until I graduated and finally started paying attention to myself and my self-care and my sleeping habits and really nailed down a sleep hygiene and a sleep routine that I was like, holy crap, I didn't even realize how bad I felt getting 4 hours of sleep a night when I now get 8 or 9. I got like 11 last night. But I'm seriously, now I've identified that I'm one of those people that needs a ton of sleep. Otherwise, I'm super, super crabby. And you don't even realize how badly you feel until you start sleeping more, sleeping better. You don't even realize how much better you could function if you worked out, you moved your body like you were supposed to, or that like it wants to be moved, and you fed it the right things and you fueled it the right ways so it could perform best under those high stress and high anxiety situations. And I don't say that to make you feel badly about it because, hello, I was the very worst at it, and I'm totally speaking from experience. But yeah, now that I'm on the other side, I've realized how absolutely crucial that is. Just working out like my body wants me to, feeding it good, healthy, whole foods, and just sleeping better. Like, it makes the world of a difference. We just, as a society, need to get back to the basics. And that, in and of itself, has had such a big positive influence on my anxiety. I just wake up feeling so much better mentally, and just that exercise and the natural endorphins and just eating the right foods, it just makes you feel so much better, more relaxed, and able to conquer those high stress situations so much better. And then the last golden nugget that I'll leave you with, this is another one that my best friend told me, and this is something that has stuck with me more than absolutely, I think, anything that I've heard in regards to anxiety. I've been through a lot of counseling, I've had a lot of sessions, I've talked a lot about my anxiety, and this sentence was a game changer for me. And that is, don't make yourself more anxious by feeling like you shouldn't have anxiety. Just let that sink in for a second, because I know, especially in social situations where I've been really, really struggling with social anxiety since I moved here, I totally get in this zone of shame. And I'm just like, why am I feeling like this? Why? I totally feel like I should be able to handle this. Like, I'm not normal. Normal people can handle this stuff. It's just talking to people. I like talking to people. Why can't I talk to these people? What's wrong with me? I don't even know what to say. Like, blah, blah, blah. It's just like on and on, this hamster wheel of shame and like feeling like you shouldn't have anxiety. And that just causes more anxiety. Like, that is just a total snowball effect of making you more anxious about being anxious. So again, I'll say it, don't make yourself more anxious by feeling like you shouldn't have anxiety, because the reality of the situation is that you do, and it's okay. It's okay. Me too. Like, you're not the only one. You are not the only one that suffers with anxiety. Like, there are so many more people out here that just aren't talking about it because they don't feel like they can. But you can talk about it here. I'm talking about it. I'm saying it's okay. I'm saying that more of society should say it's okay, because me too. I just want to say thank you so much for watching this video. I hope it helped you in any way, shape, or form. Again, I'm not necessarily qualified. I'm not a psychiatrist, psychologist, counselor, anything like that, but I am coming from a place of a lot of personal experience. And so if nothing else, I encourage you to just give these things a try. Like I said, they've helped me a lot, and I can only hope that they are able to help you too. If you like this video, if you could please give me a thumbs up. Oh, check out that hiker's thumb. Hey girl, hey girl, hey, 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 hey girl, hey girl. Anyways, if you like this video, if you could please give it a thumbs up, share it with someone, subscribe to my channel, that would be much appreciated. Leave me a comment down below. Oh, also, I'm very new to the winged eyeliner game, the cat eye. And if you could leave me a comment down below, if you know anything about makeup, can you help a sister out? Like, I don't want my channel to just be a place where I'm talking at you. I'm asking you for some help right now. Girl, I need some help. I have always thought that I look terrible in a winged liner, and this is my second time doing it today. I ended up, I swear it was like out to here, and I looked like Amy Winehouse on steroids, winged eyeliner steroids. Anyways, I did it again, and I feel like it doesn't look much better, so if you could help us this out, leave a comment down below. If you know makeup, know anything about winged liner, just help me. I'm not going to take offense to it. Like, I'm literally asking for your honest opinion here, because a girl needs help with her winged liner. I just don't do it because A, I think it's scary. B, I think it looks terrible on me. I'm really into makeup. Like, I love makeup, but winged eyeliner is just something I haven't been able to master or like get on board with. So I know with all techniques, it's going to take a lot of practice, and I need to know, like, I need a direction. I need to know what I'm practicing at. So again, please leave a comment down below. Thank you so much for watching, you guys. I love you so, so, so much. And I'll see you in my next video. Mwah! Bye, guys. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Why do I always slap my leg like that? Sydney, get a grip, girl. So today I did want to chat a little bit more about general anxiety. So today I did want to chat a little bit more about Generalit. Cute. I spent so much time. Dang it, I keep forgetting my other part. Janelle, why are you texting me? Why are you texting me, Janelle? You're making me all sorts of discombobulated.